Hi guys and gals, Body. Today we're gonna talk about the great exercise for developing your hamstring or back of your thigh. Today we're gonna talk about cables. Now, I've already done a video on my YouTube channel about hamstring machine or leg curl. Now, this is a little bit different compared to that in a few factors. First of all, any resistance band is different than just a machine or a cable, because as you move the band, so as you stretch it, it's gonna be harder because the resistance is gonna be higher. So that's the difference between this and a cable machine or a resistance machine, because that resistance is gonna be equal during the exercise. Now, some part of it might be harder and easier, but that's because of the dynamic of your body. The weight or the resistance is gonna be the same with those machines, but with the resistance band, the more you stretch it, the harder it's gonna get. But there are a few factors that are related to the hamstring machines, and I've seen it in the gym. Now, not all the brands are like this, but a few of them have these problems. First of all, some of them are really angled. So you push your hip up, your leg is down, and you bring your chest too much up. And although that's gonna help you with stretching the glute, but that makes a lot of people use their hip flexors and just push their knee to the pad, and that's not what we want to do. That's why a lot of people get back pain, because they just use the hip flexors muscles. So it's better if the hamstring machine is straight, so you can bring the knee up. Now you can watch my video. I go through all the details. We're not gonna go through it right now. The other thing is, a lot of them have a restriction that if you want to perform just one leg at a time, you cannot go in and put one leg inside. Now, to understand that, again, you have to watch my video and see how I do the exercise with one leg at a time, and you're gonna understand that a few hamstring machines, it's just not possible to put one leg to the other side. So those are the restrictions that I see. There are also other restrictions as well, like some of them are just not for tall people, some of them are not good for short people, some of them do not have a pin to just bring the pad forward and back when it's on your calf, and a lot of other things. But this is not the problem that you can have with a cable or a band, because you can change it based on your capabilities. Now, to do this exercise, all you need is just one resistance band, and believe it or not, you should not go heavy. You should not go heavy. I'm gonna do the exercise and then I'm gonna go through the details, so you're gonna understand everything regarding this exercise. Good. Now, if you see the video, you're gonna understand the anatomy, but I'm not gonna again go through the details. But as you saw, I was bringing the knee up, so I was using my hamstring in the most contracted way. Of course, I was feeling it in my glutes as well, but because those muscles are synergistic, so they help with each other, because of that, it's alright, they're gonna be used at the same time, no worries with that. Now you might ask, where should I put the band? Is it okay if I put it here, here, here? What's the difference? Now, I am in the middle, so this is gonna be in the middle. If you bring it lower, it's gonna be hardest in the most stretched part. And if you bring it up, it's gonna be hardest in the most contracted part. Again, if the band was here, so all the way down, I would have felt it the most here to here. But if you bring it up, I'm gonna feel it not here to here, but from here to here. As you saw, when I was fully straight, so from straight to a little bit bent, it is really hard to get a good contraction with a band, because first of all, you need to stretch it a little bit to get a good contraction, and second of all, it's just the dynamic of this exercise. So like everything, it's got upsides and downsides. That's the problem with it. So when you get your leg fully stretched, the first couple of degrees, it's not gonna be any tension, and as you come back, you're gonna feel it a lot more. Now, the thing that I see a lot of people do with the cables is they just come back and forward really fast. Make sure you come back, make sure the knee is up, and make sure you squeeze it and hold it at the top. Try to bring it back, especially if the band is high. So if the band is low, you've got to play with the degree that you have the resistance, so you do not need to go that much back. Around 90 degrees to some kind of 45 degrees is going to be alright. But make sure still when you feel the most contraction, you hold it in that position for a few seconds to get the best out of it. Because this is the resistance band. When you come down, it's just gonna be easier for you. So make sure you do not go through the full range of motion of the joint. Go through the full range of motion of the exercise. So another thing that a lot of people have problem with is they feel a little bit tightness in their back, and they think that maybe it's bad for their back or anything like that. That's not the reason. The reason is when you are in this position and now you can be on your elbow or even straight down. It doesn't matter. Anyway, then you bring the leg back, and at the same time the knee is not on the ground, so the hip is not up. The hip is to the ground, you bring it up and you bring it back. Because of that, your hip is going to an anterior tilt, and because of that, the lower muscles of your lower back are getting a good contraction, and the tightness you feel is because of the contraction of those muscles. It's not related to your spine. There is not a pressure on your spine or back, so it is pretty much safe. As a last note, make sure you do not have any external or internal rotation of the hip or inversion or eversion of the foot. So when we do the exercise, not this, also not this or this. So your knee is aligned with your feet all the way through. If you want to target different parts of the hamstring, all you need to do is just move the other leg. So if I'm training this leg, if I bring them close to each other and do the exercise, I'm gonna feel it more on the inner side of the hamstring. And conversely, if I go wide and then do the exercise with this leg, I'm gonna feel it more on the outer part of the hamstring.